Hello students, welcome to Nelson's Primary School's online education program, Standard 6, Subject Science, Chapter number 9, The Living Organisms and Their Surroundings. Students, a wide variety of living organisms on the earth. We find life on snow-covered mountains and even in deep oceans. Students, do you know several microorganisms live in your body too? The place where living organisms live is called their habitat. A habitat provides food, water, air, light, shelter, and a place for breeding to the plants and the animals living in it. In fact, students, several kinds of plants and animals share the same habitat. For example, we can say the cactus plant grows and survives well in hot and dry areas of deserts. So, the habitat of the cactus plant is the desert. Environment. The living organisms do not live in isolation. They obtain their food and other necessities from their surroundings. All the living and non-living things in the surroundings affect the life of an organism. Everything surrounding and affecting the life of an organism is called its environment. Students, components of the environment. Several factors affect the survival of living plants or animals in their habitat. Living things like plants, animals, human beings, and microorganisms in a habitat are the biotic components of the environment. Non-living things like soil, land, water, air, sunlight, temperature, and wind constitute their abiotic components of the environment. Students, the biotic and the abiotic components form the natural environment of an organism. We are also the part of the environment. We can change the environment according to our needs. We live in a human-made environment. Students, the biotic components of the environment can be divided into four main groups: producers, consumers, scavengers, and decomposers. First, producers. Organisms that can manufacture their own food are called producers. For example, green plants make their own food from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight. So, green plants are producers. Second, consumers. Organisms that cannot manufacture their own food but consume directly or indirectly food prepared by green plants are called consumers. All animals are consumers. Herbivores. They are primary consumers. Animals that eat only green plants and plant products are called herbivores or herbivorous animals. Cow, rabbit are herbivorous animals. Carnivores. Animals that eat the flesh of other animals as food are called carnivore or secondary consumers. Lion, tiger, crocodile. Omnivore animals get their energy from animals and some parts of the plant like fruit and vegetables. Humans are omnivore because they get energy from meat, vegetables, and fruit. These animals able to eat plants and animals. Some omnivores are human, bear. Scavengers. Organisms that feed on the dead remains of animals that are killed by predators are called scavengers. Kites and vultures are some examples of scavengers. Decomposers. Organisms like some of the bacteria and the fungi that decompose dead remains of plants and animals to obtain their food are called decomposers. Abiotic components. Abiotic factors are the non-living components of the ecosystem. These include factors such as wind, water, sunlight, soil, temperature and humidity. Abiotic factors can either be non-living, chemical and physical part of the environment. Students, interaction between biotic and abiotic components. No organism can live independently. In any habitat, plants and animals depend on each other and on non-living components of the environment. This is known as interdependence. Because of interdependence, plants and animals help maintain a balance in nature. Favorable features present in plants and animals that help them survive in a particular type of habitat are known as adaptation. Organisms develop favorable features over a period of time. It is a slow and gradual process. Those plants and animals that are not able to adapt with the ever-changing environment cannot survive and therefore they die. Adaptation is the physical or behavior characteristic of an organism that helps an organism to survive better in the surrounding environment. Living things are adapted to the habitat they live in. This is because they have special features that help them to survive. The major types of habitats are terrestrial and aquatic. Terrestrial habitat. Terra in Latin means ground. The organisms that live on land are called terrestrial organisms and their habitat is called terrestrial habitat. For example, students, humans, cow, deer, tigers and lions are terrestrial organisms. Desert plant adaptations. Deserts are usually very hot during daytime and very cold at night time. They get very little rainfall. A number of plants and animals survive in deserts. Adaptation in plants. The cactus plants commonly grow in deserts. It has a very long root and goes very deep into the soil to absorb water. The leaves are reduced to spine that help in reducing loss of water through transpiration. Students, they are called succulent plants because the stem is thick and fleshy. The stem is green in color. Even this plant does not have leaves. The stem is adapted to make food through photosynthesis. The stem also has a waxy coating to prevent the loss of water. Students, a camel has several adaptations that help it survive in a desert. It is sheep of desert. It drinks a large quantity of water and can stay without water for a long period of time. It excretes a very little water in urine and its dung is dry. It does not sweat. Camel's long eyelashes protect the eyes from sand. Its nostrils can be closed to keep out sand. Fat stored in the hump act as a food reserve. Long legs help in keeping the body away from the heat of the sand. Students, broad feet help in walking on sand. Desert snakes and rats live in deep burrows that have a cool and moist environment during daytime when the desert is hot and dry. At night time, when the desert is cool, the animals come out of their burrows and holes and become active. Mountain habitat. These habitats are normally very cold and windy. They are cool even in summers. In the mountains, the habitat varies with altitude or height. As we go higher up in the mountains, the temperature decreases. Snowfall also occurs during winter at high altitudes. A large variety of plants and animals live in these regions. Mountain plants grow close to the ground to avoid being uprooted by strong winds. Also, these plants produce smaller leaves to prevent water loss. Some plants are also able to grow under a layer of snow. Trees like pine usually grows on the sloping sides of the mountains. They have a thick waxy coating on their surface of leaves to reduce the loss of water by transpiration. And these trees are normally cone-shaped and have sloping branches. This helps the rainwater and the snow to slide off easily. Adaptation in animals. The mountains have very low temperature, sometimes below 0 degree. Therefore, animals in the mountains are adapted to live in extreme very cold weather. Their body is covered with thick fur to protect them from the cold. Animals like yak, bear, mountain goat and snow leopards live in mountains. They have thick fur to protect them from cold. Polar region. The polar regions are very cold. Polar bears live in polar regions. They adapt themselves to live in a cold habitat the whole year. Students, they have white fur matches the surrounding, making the polar bear hard to spot. Padded feet help the polar bear to walk on snow. The thick fur and a layer of fat under the skin protects the polar bear from cold. Students, penguins survive in polar regions due to the presence of waterproof feathers and a thick layer of fat under the skin that regulate their body temperature. They stay together in groups to keep them warm. Now students, forest and grassland habitats. Grasslands are dry and windy. They get moderate rains. Forest is a habitat for many plants and animals because it provides a suitable environment for them. For example, neem, sisam, palas, tiger, elephants, jackal, etc. Forest adaptation. Grasses growing in the habitats have flexible stalks which do not bend or break in any conditions. They have strong roots which hold the soil firmly. Adaptations in animals. Carnivorous animals like lion and tigers live in forests. They get their food by killing animals like deer. Lions have eyes in front that help them see their prey like deer from a great distance. They have sharp teeth to eat and tear flesh of their prey. They are able to run very fast that allow them to catch their prey. And deer have also some adaptations. They have eyes on their sides of the head which gives them a wide range of vision. They have long ears to hear the movement of predators. They can run very fast to save themselves from predators. Aquatic habitats. Aqua means water. The organisms like shark, fish and lotus plants that live in lakes, ponds, rivers and oceans are called aquatic organisms, and their habitats are called aquatic habitats. Ocean or marine habitat. Ocean is a huge body of salt water. Fish live in water bodies. Fish body is streamlined that reduce water resistance while swimming. The skin is covered with the waterproof scales. Fishes have gills that help in breathing in water. Students, some aquatic animals such as dolphins and the whales do not have gills. They breathe through lungs. Freshwater habitat plants. A pond or lake is a small freshwater body as compared to a sea or the ocean. A large variety of aquatic plants grow in ponds, lakes and rivers. Due to the availability of water, the roots of aquatic plants are either absent or poorly developed. Two main common types of the aquatic plants. First is the free floating plants and second one is the submerged plants. Free fruiting plants. In these plants, leaves are large and flat. The leaves are covered with a waxy coating, which makes them waterproof and protect from the other effects of water. Stems have air spaces which enable the plants to float. Lotus, water lily are free floating plants. Now, submerged plants. In submerged plants such as Hydra and Vallisnelia, the leaves are thin and ribbon-like. Such type of leaves allow water currents to pass through without damaging the leaves. Adaptation in frog. Frogs usually live in ponds. They can stay inside the pond water and move on land. They have webbed feet that help them swim in water. They have long and strong back legs that help them in hopping on the land for catching their prey. Their skin is always moist that help in breathing through the skin.